Hi everyone, welcome back to Sheri Approved. I'm so glad you can join me again today. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before and if you're new, it's so nice to have you with us today. Can you guys believe that it has been 8 months since my Cos De Baha video, the video where I talked about my skincare game changers, and it has actually been my most watched video here on YouTube up until today. I actually get messages from people all around the world about that video. So clearly people are interested in it. And for those of you who don't know, I will leave the link in the description box below so that you could take a look at it, because it was the first video that I did on this brand. Cos De Baha is a Korean skincare brand. They're actually a very small company, very new company. I think they are on the market for just about a year or just over a year. And I had actually discovered them on Amazon because I'm always looking for the next thing, and I saw this brand that had a ton of different products. The ingredients looked pretty good and they were very affordable. So of course, I had to jump in it, and I did purchase the items myself, and I tried those products, and then I brought you guys a review. So in that first video, I reviewed their azelaic acid, their snail mucin, their glycolic acid serum, and their salicylic acid serum, and those products were amazing on my skin. I did indicate at that point in time that I did get some of their new products that I was about to try at that time, and this is 8 months late. Oh my goodness, 8 months later, and I'm here to tell you guys about a few more. I can't put everything in this video, so I'm sure that in the next couple of months I would probably need to do another one, because Cos De Baha also in the last couple of weeks also came up with some more new products, which I will definitely be trying. But I wanted to share with you 5 products today that have also been really interesting in my skincare routine. And just to let you know, the ones that I did tell you about in that last video 8 months ago, I still use them. They are still in my skincare rotation and I still enjoy them. So my opinions on those and my excitement about this brand continues. I'm really glad that I discovered them. So the first product that I want to share with you today is this one, and please, yeah, my bottle's a little bit dingy, but this is the Cos De Baha AHA BHA facial toner. And the first thing that I want to mention is what is in this toner. So this toner contains 7% glycolic acid, 0.5% salicylic acid, but there is also niacinamide. And one of the things that I love about this toner is that it is in an aloe base. That's actually the first ingredient. So it has, it's in a nice formulation, and that was one of the first things that caught my attention, especially because it is a higher percentage acid toner than you will normally get, let's say, in terms of Pixie Glow Tonic. Now, what this toner is good for, it is good for breaking down dead skin cells, which is what we use glycolic acid for. It is going to also help a little bit with clogged pores, and it's also going to help to remove any excess sebum. As you can see from the bottle, it is a very watery toner, and one of the things that I have noticed with Cos De Baha toners is that they're not just toners, but there's also like a type of micellar water effect, and that actually has to do with the formulation of the product. Okay, now who can use this? And this is really important, because this particular product, which is the first one that I'm talking about, is not for everybody. It is definitely not for people with sensitive skin, but anybody from normal to oily skin who wants to graduate in terms of their nighttime toners to something that has a higher AHA percentage or higher glycolic acid percentage. So let's say, for example, you've been using Pixie Glow Tonic for a long time, and that's a 5% glycolic acid toner. You've built tolerance, you could use that every night, but you feel you need a little bit more oomph. This would be a very good one to try. Very similar to the ordinary glycolic toning solution. I actually prefer this one, however. And one thing that you need to keep in mind, though, is that as you go higher in the percentages, you're not going to be able to use this every night like you would use something that is a lower percentage. So I recommend that you use this no more than 2 to 3 times per week, and it is going to be a nighttime toner. The other thing to keep in mind is that this will tingle. In some cases, depending on your skin barrier, it might actually feel like it's burning. If that happens, though, that means that this is probably too strong for you, and you probably need to go wash it off. But a tingle, because of that glycolic acid percentage, is normal and actually does dissipate after a few seconds. It will dissipate, and then you can continue with your regular skincare routine. In terms of how to use it, beside using it no more than 2 to 3 times per week, you want to make sure that you understand what other types of serums or what products should go after this. So definitely pay attention as well to my video that I did on how to layer products especially. So yeah, this one is a really good glycolic acid toner. I continue to use it. I've actually been using the products that I'm going to share with you, all of them almost for the past 8 months. It's just one of them that's actually newer to me. But yeah, so this is an excellent one, but not for everybody. So just keep that in mind. The second product that I'm sharing with you today is another toner, and it is the Cos De Baha Niacinamide Facial Toner. And if you look on the bottle, this one also not just says niacinamide, but it also says panthenol, which is vitamin B5, and that's in 1% in this toner. Now, that's in terms of the ingredients. So we all know about niacinamide. I will talk about it a little bit. But in terms of panthenol, panthenol is actually a fantastic ingredient to have here because it's actually very moisturizing. It also has anti-aging benefits, and it protects skin barrier, just like niacinamide. So they work really well together. Now, what is niacinamide good for? So, for example, if you have dehydrated skin, oily skin, for example, and you need help with balancing the sebum production in the skin, you will start to see a difference when you put niacinamide into your skincare rotation. Whether it's through a toner or a serum or so on, you will start to see benefits with regards to that balance in the sebum production once you add niacinamide. Niacinamide is also well known for brightening the skin, helping to even skin tone, strengthening your skin barrier, and something that a lot of people probably don't know, you will also see niacinamide mentioned in a lot of products for helping reduce the appearance of enlarged pores. And that is because niacinamide helps to build the resilience and elasticity of the skin. So after some time with that happening continuously, what's going to happen is your pores will actually start to appear a little bit smaller. Yes, so the texture of this, as you can see, it's actually a very watery toner, which is normal and what you expect from a toner. This is not viscous or anything, and you just put it on a cotton pad and you apply it to your skin. So how do you use it? Now, this one, a lot more people can use this than the glycolic acid toner, and this is a toner that's fantastic for both morning and evening. So if you are in the market and looking for a toner that you could do double duty with, and you probably don't necessarily have to have a morning toner and then a nighttime toner, you want to keep your skincare routine a little bit more simple, then the Cos De Baha Niacinamide toner might just be the one for you, especially if you're looking for those types of benefits. So who could use this? Actually, anybody. I would actually recommend this to most people, from normal again to oily skin. Dry skin people could also use this one because of the panthenol in there, and of course you could probably go in with hydrating serums or hydrating essences after if you feel like your skin needs more hydration. This does not dry out your skin at all. And one of the things that I love about Cos De Baha formulas is that the toners are alcohol free. They're free of formaldehyde and parabens and all those things, if that's of interest to you. Anyways, something interesting to note about this particular toner, niacinamide, is that it's perfect on your retinol nights especially. So niacinamide and retinol pairs really well together. In fact, you may find in some retinol serums there is niacinamide, and it's for that reason, because niacinamide actually helps to buffer some of the possible irritation with retinol. So like I said, this is an excellent toner that you could use on your retinol night. So product number 3, and this one should not be strange to you guys, but I am including it as well because I did not talk about it in that first Cos De Baha video, and it's this. This is the Cos De Baha. Let me see if I can get this for you guys to see properly. Oh my goodness. It's not, there we go. The Cos De Baha Vitamin C 15 Serum. And this is the vitamin C serum that's in the Cos De Baha range. What makes this different in terms of the ingredients is that this is an L-ascorbic acid formula. It's a 15% L-ascorbic acid formula. And for those of you who don't know, when it comes to vitamin C, because the market is flooded with vitamin C serums, they are either L-ascorbic acid formulas or they are vitamin C derivatives. Most people tolerate vitamin C derivatives a little bit better, and several of them have actually proven to give similar effects to L-ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. And so a lot of manufacturers will use vitamin C derivatives. However, L-ascorbic acid is the most direct form, the most potent form of vitamin C. It works the fastest. However, it is the most unstable form of vitamin C, and it is also the most sensitizing. So just keep that in mind. Now, you will also notice that in a lot of vitamin C serums that it contains ferulic acid and vitamin E, and that is actually to help stabilize the formula, especially when it's L-ascorbic acid being used in the formulation. Cos De Baha actually did not put either of those ingredients in here. However, it does contain the sodium EDTA, which is what is used to stabilize the formulation. This is also in an aloe base, and it also has hyaluronic acid and other extracts. It also has propandiol, which is a humectant and an emollient. So this is not similar in texture in terms of the Eva Natural skin clearing vitamin C, which is a favorite of mine as well, especially helped me a lot in the time when my skin was more out of control in terms of breakouts and so on. That one is thinner and it absorbs faster into the skin. But let me not jump the gun because we'll talk about texture just a bit, right? Now, what is vitamin C good for? You all know that I'm always talking about vitamin C on Instagram and on Facebook because it's fantastic for if you want to deal with anything related to hyperpigmentation. It is good for your overall skin health in terms of improving skin elasticity. It helps to treat or deal with free radical damage, which we experience every single day because our skin is interacting with the elements, with the environment, pollution, all of that. And because of that, it's not only going to help treat sun damage, but it's also going to help give sun protection because vitamin C works really, really good to boost the function of your SPF. And that's why I personally recommend vitamin C for your morning skincare routine. Now, who can use this particular one? Because this, again, is not for everybody. It is fantastic. I have had fabulous results with this product, but let me tell you who could use this. So in terms of skin types, almost again, any skin type can use this from dry to oily. Even though it is of a thicker texture and it's more emollient, oily skin people can use it. I'm oily skin and it works perfectly fine for me. I actually wear this a lot in the daytime under my makeup with no issues. It doesn't add any extra oil. If you're not accustomed to that texture though, it will take some getting used to. However, this is actually for people who probably, if you've been using a vitamin C derivative and you think that your skin could go to the next step and you want to try an L-ascorbic acid formula, I definitely recommend this one. It is a 15% formula. And while you will see different percentages on the market, don't necessarily get carried away with the percentage. A lot of it has to do with the formulation of the product. For example, Klairs has a 5% vitamin C formula that works amazing on several people, but a lot of people may bypass that product because it just says 5%. So don't necessarily get caught up with the percentage in this case, but yeah, it is a 15% L-ascorbic acid formula. There are other formulas on the market that are 20% L-ascorbic acid formulas. I have tried some of those and my skin would break out immediately, and that's something that I want to mention when it comes to L-ascorbic acid, because it could be so strong in terms of the antioxidant effects and so on that it can actually have a reaction on your skin that causes breakouts. So you want to be very, very careful, especially if you're already prone. And that's why for a long time I did not use L-ascorbic acid and I preferred vitamin C derivatives until really the Cos De Baha vitamin C. I've had no breakouts with this. My skin handled this formulation so well. I actually started by using it every other day at first so that my skin could, adjust. And then I was able to move up to using this every single day without a problem. It is moisturizing on the skin, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about the texture. So this is what it looks like. And you see, it's very, very runny there. And you could see that it has already gone into my skin. It actually gives your skin a really, really pretty glow. And of course, that's one of the things when it comes to vitamin C. If you want to glow, you need vitamin C in your life. Okay, so again, as I mentioned before, I usually recommend this if you have to put only one serum in your morning routine. It is a vitamin C serum, and if you really want to try an L-ascorbic acid serum, I highly recommend this one to get into. Again, try probably using it every couple days, every other day to get your skin adjusted. and you're going to love it. Something to keep note with this though, like I mentioned, L-ascorbic acid is not as stable as vitamin C derivatives. So when it comes to putting skincare in your fridge, if you do have L-ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid vitamin C serum, this one I highly recommend that you store it in your fridge. It's going to last way longer, and I'm telling you this from experience. I did have my first bottle of this, and by the time I got to probably about 2/3 use of it, and I had about 1/3 left, my serum had completely oxidized. It had gone yellow, and that's one of the things that happens with L-ascorbic acid. From the time air hits it, it will start oxidization because of its stability issues. So I've had this one, however, in the fridge. I'm almost again at that mark, but you could see the difference. It is still completely clear. So this is perfectly fine, and I'm going to get to use my full bottle of this because I'm taking care of it by storing it in the fridge. Product number 4, and I don't know if this is probably the one that I'm most excited about. Like, no, seriously, all these products have been great, but I had loved this one from day one of use, and it's this one. That's the Cos De Baha Retinol 2.5 serum. Like, oh my god. But anyway, before I get ahead of myself, let me tell you that this product contains pure retinol, 2.5% of pure retinol, but it also has hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, which I just told you a little while ago works fantastic with retinol. And I am so glad that it's in the formulation, because retinol is known to be irritating on a lot of people, especially if you're now starting. So that niacinamide there is definitely going to be a buffer, and it's definitely going to help. Now, why is retinol good, and why retinol is something that should be in almost everyone's skincare routine? Because retinol is one of the 2 things that have actually been proven by tons of scientific studies to actually improve fine line and wrinkles, and actually help in this whole anti-aging concept. So it's the 2 products, the 2 ingredients that have been proven is retinol and sunscreen. So that's why I usually recommend that you should have a retinol somewhere in your routine, especially if you are like me, you're in your 30s and you're going up there, you know, you want to make sure that you prevent those wrinkles and fine lines for as long as possible. And if you do have any, retinol is going to help to plump and help stimulate collagen production in your skin. Retinol is also fantastic for hyperpigmentation and so on. But one of the side effects, well, what was noticed as a side effect of retinol being used to treat fine lines and wrinkles, is that it's fantastic for treating acne. So now retinol and retinoids have become like first line treatment by a lot of dermatologists to treat people with really, really bad acne. So you're getting like a 2-for-1 in this case. Well, you could probably say 3, because it's also going to help with pigmentation issues. Now, let's talk about the texture. So one of the formulas in terms of retinol products that I have loved before is the Ordinary Grand Active emulsion, especially. And I recommended it for a lot of people with oily skin. And that was a really nice formulation. That was one of the products I think would have been like a consistent retinoid in my skincare routine. But I had outgrown it, and I was actually going with stronger products because I had moved on to like retinol 1%, like actual retinol and so on. But then I was really, really excited to see how Cos De Baha's retinol will perform on my skin, and it performed amazingly. Now, this is what the texture looks like. It actually reminded me very much of the Ordinary's Grand Active emulsion, because it has that similar creamy texture, right? And again, this feels so silky smooth on your skin. But listen, it's the effects the next morning. I have had so many people who tried this would message me and tell me, you know, they love how their skin looks and feels the next day after using retinol. Because retinol, what it does, whereas acids work from the top in terms of getting rid of those dead skin cells, retinol actually works from the below to actually encourage cell regeneration and so on. So together they work fantastic. Not in the same night though, but together they work fantastic in your skincare routine, and this really helps to plump the skin. I love it for that. But it has also been fantastic for my acne. If you have seen my video on what I do to minimize my breakouts, you would have seen that I not only the Cos De Baha salicylic acid, but the retinol. When I'm close to my periods, I rotate both of those every night. Every other night I would use either one of them, and it keeps my breakouts completely at bay. I have gone several months getting my period with 0 breakouts, and I highly believe it has a lot to do with the effectiveness of these products, at least on my skin. So who can use it? Again, almost any skin type except sensitive skin. And with sensitive skin, you need to be very careful, because like I said, retinol could be irritating. It could create extra dryness, flakiness. It could also have, you could also have purging on the skin because of what is happening. Eventually it will ease up as well, but therefore that means that you need to be very careful with how you use it. So therefore, in terms of how to use this, you can use this product up to, let's say, every other night, 2 to 3 times a week. I would generally recommend to people every other night. But if you're now starting with retinol, definitely not that often. I would recommend that you start once for the week at night, but don't just apply directly to your skin. Mix it into your moisturizer and see how your skin adjusts. Make sure that you're not having irritation. With retinol and acids, you always want to start weaker and build up as your skin tolerates to stronger percentages. So this is 2.5% like pure retinol, which is actually not found in that type of concentration in a lot of products. So if your skin is not accustomed, you don't really want to jump in that quickly. You definitely want to dilute it if you're going to use it. But this is an amazing product. And one thing I want to mention when it comes to retinol is that you need to be in it for the long term. I will continue using retinol for forever, literally, and really and truly, to see the best results, you want to be making sure that retinol is in your skincare routine consistently for at least 3 to 6 months. And finally, the 5th product that I want to mention is probably one that a lot of you may not be expecting. I also didn't expect it, but I have totally been enjoying it, and this one is the one that's actually been in my skincare routine for the least amount of time, just about 2 months, but I really wanted to share it. And I know this video is a little bit information heavy, but you guys could go and watch it over. I just wanted to really give as much information about the products I can, and my experiences and my recommendations. So the 5th item and the last one I want to share with you is this, and this is the Cos De Baha. Let me see if I can show you properly. Yeah, the Galactomyces 94 serum. A lot of people will be like, Sheri, what is Galactomyces? So clearly an Asian thing. It is actually an ingredient from fermented yeast, and it actually came about in the 1970s, because I don't know if any of you knew about the process of making sake, which is a Japanese thing, and the yeast is brewed, and that whole fermentation process creates this Galactomyces ferment filtrate, and it has been amazing in Asian skincare, especially Korean skincare. It's been, actually, I don't know how many of you all have heard about the brand called Kbeauty. Their essence that is like very expensive and was hugely sought after, that was 90% Galactomyces, okay, and this is 94. Now what's inside here? Of course, the ferment filtrate. This also contains 2% niacinamide, right? Now, how is this discovered, and why is this so important, or why are we talking about this, and why is this so exciting? Is because when this ingredient was discovered in terms of being able to go into skincare, it was because there are a lot of older people, elderly people, who were working in this place that was producing the sake, and their hands would be in the ferment filtrate, the fermented ingredients, the fermented sake. And when you looked at their hands had very little wrinkles compared to their face. Like, their hands did not match their age at all. And then there were studies to try to figure out what was causing it, and they realized it was the Galactomyces. So that's why it ended up in a lot of skincare products and so on, especially in Korean beauty and Asian beauty. It is an ingredient that is highly sought after. And why? Because that fermentation process actually releases extra amino acids and minerals and antioxidants in the product, in the ingredient. Fermented ingredients are also more easily absorbed into the skin because they are broken down like really finely, and because of that, they are actually less sensitizing. So sensitive skin people may actually tolerate Galactomyces or fermented filtrates and so on much better. Studies have actually also shown that long-term use of this product can also help reduce the appearance of enlarged pores. It also helps melanin synthesis, reduces melanin synthesis, and what that means that it helps with hyperpigmentation. It is also known for decreasing blackheads and reducing sebum production by more than 60% in terms of the studies, and also by extension reducing acne. So the possibilities about this ingredient are really, really amazing, and it might be something that you want to consider. Now, this is a clear serum. You'll see, I'll show you just what it looks like. It's a clear serum, and again, it has like a very similar consistency to the vitamin C, but this one I find absorbs a little bit faster into the skin than the vitamin C, but it feels so moisturizing. And who could use this? Again, actually almost anyone. And because it is a fermented filtrate, as Galactomyces, and it is less sensitizing, I could even go as far to say that somebody with sensitive skin could probably even try this out, and this might have amazing benefits for you, especially for the benefits that Galactomyces has. That you may want from other products, but they might be too strong or too sensitizing. This might be something that you want to put in your skincare routine. Now, how to use this? You could actually use this morning and night. And here's a secret. While this is actually a serum, I actually like to use this like an essence step. So actually that's one of the best ways to use fermented filtrates in general, because they are so micro in terms of the fancy the amino acids and the antioxidants and so on. They are able to penetrate the skin like really, really well. So the best time to get that is right after your toner or at your essence step. So I actually like to use this sometimes as an essence. So right after my toner, I will apply to my skin, and it's been really, really great for me. You could use it morning or night. You could also use it as a serum, but if you are going to use it as a serum, again, I will recommend that you use it before you go on with any actives or any other serums that you want to layer on top of it, just to allow it to really do what it has to do. Now, something that you want to keep in mind is that you're going to be in this for the long term. This is not one of those products that you're going to see all those benefits that I just mentioned in a short period of time. You want to be using this especially for a few months, and then you're going to really see the benefit of the ferment filtrate and what it's doing to your skin. Guys, I highly recommend any of these products, especially if you were probably in the category that I mentioned in terms of who should use each one of them. Check it out, because everything may not be applicable to everyone, but I have been able to use them for several months. And again, Cos De Baha continues to really, really impress me. This video is not sponsored. They have no idea I am doing this. And actually, I purchased all of these products with my own money. So yeah, it is my honest review and my really personal opinion and recommendations for these products. I hope this is going to be helpful. Comment below if you've tried any of these, what has been your experience, because I know everything is not going to work for everybody. But yeah, I'll be really, really happy to hear from you guys. And as always, I love the interaction. So I'll see you guys in another video. Take care. Bye-bye.